Welcome back to Camping Adventures. I'm Jim Graham. Today I'm going to do a little wrapping and frapping. I'm going to do a little square lashing tutorial. I'm just going to show you a quick way to adhere two pieces of wood together so you can start creating tables or work surfaces or whatever you need around the campsite. So today, square lashing. Let's get busy. Okay, today we're going to do a little square lashing because I'm going to be doing some projects here in the hammock lab over the next little bit, so might as well share some of this with you. So let me get you set down and get set up. So right off I have a spar, and of course I have a tree. So I want to attach the spar to the tree using rope. And I'm using probably a 1/4 inch hemp rope. So what we're going to do is start with a clove hitch. So you go around, over the top, create your X, come back around, and come through the center of the X. And then pull it tight, and then dress the knot. Get it good and tight, and then pull it. Keep it nice and clean. So that should be your clove hitch. So now you place it to the tree, and what you're going to do is go around the tree, come over the spar, back around, and then you're going to come back in here to the inside of the clove hitch. Okay, so that's wrap one. We're going to wrap it 3 times. Keep everything nice and neat. Keep it good and tight. And that's wrap 2. So I come to the inside again. Keep it nice and neat. Pull it tight. Now that's wrap 3. Now we're going to frap it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come around, and where it's coming off the tree to the spar, we're going to wrap in between the 2 pieces of wood. And that's going to tighten it up. So we give it a good tug, and you want to get this tight. Come around again for the second time, and snug it on down. Now that right there, I mean, I'm putting some serious pressure on it. It's got a little bit of wobble, but if you do the other end to another tree, it's not going to move. So now all we do is we finish off with a clove hitch. So again, we create our X, we wrap around the tree, and we come through the center of the X. Now, as you're starting to pull this around and tighten this up, you want to keep dressing the knot. So keep everything nice and neat and snug. Once you give it a tug, that's not going to let go. It's going to cinch down on itself, and that holds the knot. So nice and easy. We want to look in a good close-up look. So your wraps go around the big tree and around the spar. Your frapping comes around here in the center, and you want to see from the back side how nice and neat and concise everything is in the back. This will keep this thing from wiggling. I mean, that's not a whole lot of wiggle. Now, for longer term camps, you're going to want to make sure that this is somewhat, solid wood. What I'm using right now is very punky, but it'll last forever. It'll last for a while. And then depending on the materials. Now, do you always have to use hemp rope? No. There are other materials, and I'll show you that in just a second. Now, one of the items that I'm using, and I use quite a bit in this, is I'll use baler's twine. Quite a bit of baler's twine in that ball. So you got a lot of projects that you can do with that, and it's not that expensive. A lot cheaper than 1/4 inch hemp rope. Now over here, I've already started a project using the hemp rope or the baler's twine, and this is going to be a table. Believe it or not, I've got it lashed between 2 points, and then I'm going to do diagonal lashing on a couple of spars to come out with a tabletop, come out this way, and then go down back to the tree to support it. And then once that locks in, then I can build my tabletop, so I have a workspace right here by the camp kitchen. So lashing really turns out to be a very useful tool. As you can see, I've got my tabletop, and when I set the camera down and readjust, I want you to see where we're sitting. It's going to be a nice height. So I'll be able to cut my veggies and everything off this tabletop and keep it nice and comfortable. That way I can store my cooler under it instead of sitting by the fireplace cutting veggies on a cooler. It's over here. Tabletop will be right here, and I'll be able to do my thing. And if I build it right, it should be far enough into the tarp that it'll be out of the weather. So we'll see how that plays out. I've got the frame pretty much for my table, my food prep. So let me share that with you real quick. As you can see, I've got the framework up. Going to be working on putting the tabletop on it, but it's pretty doggone sturdy. We can sit here and push on it. It ain't going to go. I'm going to have a cross brace across here, tighten it up a little bit, and then as I put the tabletop on and lash it down, it should become a very sturdy workspace. And as I come back around, I want to show you how much space I have underneath it. So I have a place to put my cooler, got some, a place for firewood, stuff like that. And the fire pit's just right there. So with the fire pit, being that close, you want to have your workspace pretty close in. So kind of what I'm working on, trying to make it more like home around here. Wrapping and frapping and wrapping and all that good stuff. But what I was trying to do is make a food prep table. So I just want to share with you what the end result was. So bear with me. Here we go. So I've got an A-frame structure supporting the tabletop. Of course, I square lashed. Lashings down at the bottom, here at the base of the tree, and up here at the top to get the A-frame solid. Then once I did that, then I just placed the tabletop in place. Then I just spider laced it all the way down both ends so they won't roll around. Now of course as this stuff shrinks up a little bit, it'll get a little looser, but it's not going to go anywhere. It'll be perfect for cutting veggies and doing all kinds of things. So basically, you know, take time. Figure out how to use rope and wood and get busy. Have fun. Make whatever. I've seen Adirondack chairs. I've seen tables. I've seen little coffee tables. I've seen benches, kitchen apparatuses, tripods. You can do so many things with rope and wood. So don't let it intimidate you. Just learn your knots. Then learn the square lash, diagonal lash. Once you've got those down pat, everything's hunky-dory. Just remember to wrap 3 times, frap twice. Start with a clove and end with a clove. That's it. Have one. So, anytime, you know, you want to build something, take a little time out in the woods, cut some stuff, and get busy.